Well, hello and welcome to Tuesday. It's April 7th, and this is Cord Cutting Today, and I am Philip Palermo. Now, if you're new here, this is where we highlight some of the biggest stories in cord cutting and streaming from our site, cordcuttersnews.com. And so for all the stories we're going to talk about today, you'll find a link to those posts included down below in the video description so you can learn more and check out further details. As always, if you want to support what we're doing here, you can click the like and subscribe buttons. They're located somewhere down here, as well as the bell icon, which notifies you whenever we upload new content to this channel. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the news. First up, this week marks the launch of Quibi, a streaming service that focuses solely on mobile platforms and short-form videos, or quick bites, if you will. It's a new service filled with original content featuring some notable names, actually. If you're not familiar, the idea, like we said, is to present short-form videos, so movies split up into chapters of around 7 to 10 minutes each, or daily news shows of about 5 to 6 minutes in total. It's meant for on-the-go viewing, and it launched this week with a selection of movies and shows. Over the course of its first year, the service expects to release some 175 new original shows and over 8,000 quick bites of content. And alongside this week's launch, Quibi is offering a 90-day free trial if you download the app and sign up during the month of April. And if you decide to stick around, the service costs $4.99 with ads and $7.99 without. So we have a post listing out what you can expect to see during this first month at Quibi, and you'll find that post linked down below, of course. The timing of Quibi's launch is, of course, interesting. It's a service meant to be enjoyed while you're on the go, and it's launching at a time when so many of us are not supposed to be going anywhere. So we'll see what effect that has on its initial rollout and its success. As for you, if you do end up giving the service a shot, let us know what you think. Any of the shows and movies catch your eye so far? And what do you think of the mobile-only, on-the-go approach in general? Feel free to let us know in the comments down below. Next, we have some good news for Roku fans over in the UK. The company has announced the launch of the Roku Channel, which gives users access to some 10,000 plus hours of movies, TVs, and documentaries. The company says that includes movies like The Wicker Man and Get Carter, along with shows like Britain's Best Bakery. And Roku says you should be able to access the channel via Roku devices, of course, but also Roku TVs like the Hisense models that were launched in the UK late last year. Beyond that, Now TV and Sky Q users also have access, and you can find out more linked down below. Moving on, we've learned that AT&T will offer new AT&T TV and DirecTV customers a full year of HBO for free. And that offer also includes access to HBO Max when that service launches in May. This announcement follows a number of moves from AT&T and HBO, including the removal of that channel from AT&T TV Now Plus and an offer from HBO for access to some 500 hours of curated content. And of course, there's that HBO Max service we just mentioned, which is set to go live next month. In addition to the free year of HBO access, AT&T is also offering all video subscribers free previews of channels like Epix, HBO again, and Cinemax. The Epix free preview is going on from now until April 16th, and then HBO and Cinemax will open up on April 17th to the 20th. So here's a question for all of the AT&T video subscribers out there. Have you checked out any of these free previews yet? If so, what do you think so far? Also, anyone out there looking forward to the HBO Max service next month, feel free to drop down a comment below. Next up, we have a new animated short series based in the Frozen universe. It's coming to Disney+, but what's interesting here is that it's being produced basically entirely from home. It's called At Home with Olaf, and it debuts this week featuring actors like Josh Gad recording their dialogue from home, while the animators and sound engineers also do their work remotely. Now, we've seen a number of television productions improvised during the current coronavirus outbreak, such as late-night TV hosts recording from their homes or interviewing guests via Zoom or other video conferencing software, but it's fascinating to see an animated production come together in this fashion. So if you're a Disney Plus subscriber and you're looking for something new to watch with the family, you've got another option to choose from. And if you do give it a watch, do you think the quality holds up? I mean, of course, Disney typically maintains a very high bar when it comes to its animation production values, but given the constraints that they had this time, do you detect any real dip in overall quality? Let us know. Meanwhile, Vidgo, which is a live TV streaming service, has dropped its pricing until June 30th. So now you can access the English language package for $29.99 per month, while the Spanish language package will go for $9.99 per month. For those who are new to Vidgo, it offers 60 plus channels, including big names like ABC, Disney, ESPN, and Fox. It also includes an interesting social TV feature where you can watch with family and friends in other locations and communicate via chat to share thoughts and send GIFs or GIFs if you want. The promotional pricing lasts again until June 30th, and you can access Vidgo via Android and iOS devices along with Roku platforms, Apple TV, and Fire TV. And Jess has more details in her post linked down below in the video description. Next, we've got still more free offers to discuss, this time from Comixology, the digital comic book service. It's currently offering a Marvel-heavy deal, including 12 free series up for download. We've got the full list over at CoreCuttersNews.com, but some highlights include the Avengers vs. X-Men collection, Captain Marvel Volume 1, Higher, Further, Faster, More, and X-Men Milestones, The Dark Phoenix Saga. You'll need to sign up for a free Comixology account to access these free offers, and if you log in with your Amazon account, you can access the Kindle comics through your service as well. And yes, I know this is technically not a streaming or a cord-cutting deal, but it's also access to some pretty popular and free entertainment, so, why not? You can access Comixology through a compatible browser, as well as mobile apps on iOS, Android, and Kindle Fire. Meanwhile, we've got an update on ATSC 3.0, otherwise known as Next Gen TV. Now, 2020 was supposed to be a big year for the new standard, which will bring features like 4K resolution and HDR to over-the-air broadcasts, and while the ongoing pandemic has indeed delayed a few development and launch milestones, the Advanced Television Systems Committee still says we can expect ATSC 3.0 to roll out to several major markets this year. Originally, Las Vegas and Portland, Oregon were supposed to launch this new standard this month, actually, in time for the annual NAB show, but that event was canceled, and the launches were pushed back into early June. The ATSC notes this new launch date should actually coincide with the expected release of some of the first TVs with built-in support for ATSC 3.0. The group also detailed what we can expect in that initial rollout. At first, ATSC 3.0 will mostly simulcast existing content, so expect a lot of 720p and 1080i content at first, but more advanced resolutions could come later in the year. Part of the problem is the lack of 4K content to stream right now, especially with big-ticket live events like the Summer Olympics being delayed. So yes, Next Gen TV is still coming this year, and we'll continue to keep an eye on any developments. In the meantime, you can check out our latest post, linked down below as always. And lastly, this week, we've launched a resource guide that focuses on the ongoing coronavirus pandemic and the various ways you can stay up to date on the latest news and information. We've covered a number of stories over the past few days and weeks, where different services have offered free access to national and local news to help consumers stay connected and informed. So on our resource guide, you'll find info on a number of streaming services and how to access news and information. It's also a place to catch up on all the free offers. There are a lot of free offers that have been issued during the pandemic, all in the name of keeping us entertained while we're staying safe and staying at home. You'll also find links to some of the top stories we've covered regarding the situation, and a look at how the coronavirus pandemic is affecting broadcasters, internet service providers, and you, the consumers. It's a handy resource of information, and I realize I might be a bit biased in saying this, but I think it's well worth checking out. You'll find a link to the resource guide included down below in the video description. And before we go, I wanted to check out some of the recent comments. More Power, and that's Power with 2 R's, says ATSC 3.0 yeah, with the hand face emoji. 4 months in, still can't find a TV with it, or get a tuner under $1,000. And yes, even under ideal circumstances, being an early adopter to new technology or a new standard is tricky. It's sometimes like the chicken and egg scenario where you have the hardware to leverage some new standard, but no content that supports it yet. And yeah, I think the timing and availability will be well worth watching as the ATSC launch moves forward, like we discussed earlier. And as I mentioned in that post earlier, by early June, we should have a much better sense of the available TV hardware with built-in support. So, as they say, stay tuned. And that brings us to the end of another cord cutting today. As always, if you enjoy what we're doing here, please do click the like and subscribe buttons and maybe even that bell icon so you're notified whenever we post new content to the channel. In the meantime, feel free to drop any comments or questions down below in the comment section, and we'll do our best to get to some of them. For now, my name is Philip Palermo. Thanks for watching as always. Take care.